We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but O great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet, and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise, we wear the mask. That's We Wear the Mask by Laurence Dunbar. And speaking of those wearing masks, hiding who they are, we come back in as Micah gets a chance finally to confront his bodyguard. Bobby, the combat cyborg, through kind of a tense interaction, revealed a little bit of his thinking. He was contacted and effectively set up to not necessarily harm Micah and Amadee, but instead is an attempt to try to overthrow their father, who he sees as being weak. Micah, of course, recognizes this for what it is. It is treason, and his long-term bodyguard, and kind of a reminder of his mission, his purpose, and also the history that they share. Micah kind of convinces him to start revealing more and more of what's going on, but just as he's about to, there is the sound of combat. There is screams of innocence, and then suddenly he's shouting out that they got her. And so we are coming back in. Let's see, just some housekeeping, because of course, despite, playing this for at least a year or so, I learned what innate actions are. So I have been treating poor Micah kind of poorly here. Every time he has been rolling for some of his powers, they should have been marked effectively as not necessarily free actions, but actions that don't incur a multi-action penalty. And those specifically, let's see here. His smite ability and his deflection ability should not have been counting against him for multi-actions. So, poor Micah, we're going to say we're chalking that one up to both him and I learning. But Micah and Bobby go running back in, and let's see here. We are going right into... I'm expecting that we're going to go into combat, but we're going to roll on our fate chart, which I'm leaving as a 6 because, quite frankly, it's likely to get a little bit higher. That's a 1, so we are going into... what is it? If it's an odd, it is an altered scene. So my expectations are here that they are walking into some escaped Broadkill who have gotten loose and are effectively attacking the group. Most of which here would be unarmed combatants, those who kind of maintain court. But let's try a little plot twist. Let's see what the altered scene actually is. The next likelihood is, well, if it's the Broadkill, maybe it's not necessarily the prisoners. Maybe these are actually well-armed Broadkill who... Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask a slightly different question. We're going to alter the scene. We assumed it was Broadkill, but what if it's not? Do the Broadkill have allies in some other form? Given the kind of combat and machinations here, I'm going to say this is unlikely, but it's still a 15 below. 22. So not only is it, yes, the Broadkill have some form of allies, but with the 22, we are going into also a change in the scene. This is not necessarily a random encounter, it's a random event. Alright, so 5, it's a remote event. Okay, let's see, who does it affect? Or what does it affect? So let's go over. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just roll ourselves a d6 here. 5. Oh, it affects yins. Okay. That's not good. Why would it affect yins? Well, let's plot twist this one up. Maybe Yins is going to be able to jump into the fight. Maybe he is kind of stuck out. And hopefully he's not getting attacked himself. But it's possible. Alright, domicile. Nope, smells isn't what I'm looking for. Come on. I know I usually mark this one out. I like the plot twist table, but now I can't find it. Why can't I find it? Creature descriptions, skills, city descriptions, character motivations, character descriptions. So close. Plot twists. Alright, 19. Diminish. 39. Diminish idea. Diminish idea involving yins. That's a weird one. Maybe diminish idea is that Yins knows something. And so he was effectively a servant for the Broadkill. They know that he probably is part of here. So here's two questions that I'm going to ask. I think this one's very likely, but the Broadkill have spies effectively in the fort. 80, very likely, that is yes. So they have some form of spies in the within the blah 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 inside the fort. Yes to fort spies. I'm going to read that note and wonder what that means later. So then the next question is, all right, is this actually, are they actually trying to assassinate Amadi? So I'm going to say 50-50 on this one. 65. So that is a yes, but that doesn't mean that they're not also trying to go after Yins. Maybe it's kind of like a twofer. Now, the question that I have here is, if we've determined that maybe these aren't actually the Broadkill attacking, who are they? Broadkill have a lot of demonic allies throughout the world. So let's go over to, let's find one of the alien tables. Or, I just want to assume scavenging, dungeon, traps, alien species descriptors. This is usually a good table to help me pick out a random creature. 58, nightmarish. That doesn't limit it, does it? 61, nightmarish passive. Oh, shit does that mean? Nightmarish passive. Oh, wait. Okay, this will be an incredibly tough fight, but I'm going to say this is unlikely, but do they have a neuron beast with them? 36. Fuck. Alright. A neuron beast. This creature hovers in the middle of the room. 4 people are currently caught in its multiple arms. The creature itself is an absolutely just disgusting approach to a, like an eldritch horror. Its top half is easily about 12 feet tall. Spikes jut out from a very Elatin carapace-like skull, where its eyes are another series of just blank pits that echo with psionic energy. 4 long arms kind of emerge from the chest, each one with ending in long, wicked-looking claws. But its bottom half is a whirling mass of tentacles, spikes, and bioelectrical energy that almost makes it look like what we have pictured a neuron inside a brain to look like. But the truly horrific thing of it, while it has absolutely no mouth, it is one of the strongest psionic creatures that are in rifts, and from that alone, they are rightfully feared. So, let's get to the stats for a Neuron Beast because that is not a thing that I wanted them to fight because nobody is armed. Alright, let's get the stats, and while I'm doing that, we're going to start dealing some shit out. Maybe the Neuron Beast isn't in here, so let's just go... Let's pull up the bestiary that's on savage.us. That usually helps. It also helps if I spell it right. Let's see what book... Yeah, it's supposed to be page 76. Like, duh, Paul. It's page 76. Yeah, right there in front of me. 1 ton tall, 1 ton, 20 feet tall, possessing 4 arms and over a dozen tentacles beneath a spiky, horrific body. Psychic vampires who feed on strong emotion. Most Neuron Beasts are not only drawn to conflict, they manipulate situations and promote conflict. But of course, the reason that they could be here as allies, that a single Neuron Beast itself is stronger than most armor. This is going to be an incredibly tough fight, and there's Broadkill in the room. So let's take a look. Edges, alertness, which means he can't be surprised. Level-headed, improved, which means he draws 3 cards and picks the highest out of all of them. And he himself has a Psyblade. Plus, they are mega damage creatures, which means that they are incredibly hard to actually hurt. Toughness of 36, and since they are large, they take an extra, they can take 4 wounds, and they do not take multi-action penalties given how many arms they have. So, this is going to be fucked. Let's deal cards. Alright, so we're going to start with Micah, who's going to draw his 2 cards. 6 and a Joker. Oh, yay! That's going to be the way to start it off. So he gets an extra Benny and a +2 on all of his actions this turn. If only I could get the Bennies out. Whatever. Alright, let's get one for Bobby. A 2. That sucks for you, bro. Alright, let's get the Broadkill. They start on the 9, and then 3 cards for the Neuron Beast. The Neuron Beast starts with an ace. And I definitely do not have the right token for the Neuron Beast, so we're just going to wing it. So Micah gets to start this round off, which is good because this is not a healthy situation to be stuck in, a little bit unawares. Now, the question we haven't asked yet, is Amity actually in danger? Because she may be a combatant here. Let's say it's 50-50. She's the target, right? 68. No, they haven't caught her yet. But that means she is going to be part of the fight too, which means she gets... Let's see. She draws the 3, so, you know, sucks to suck. Alright. So, Micah, seeing this, he goes running in. Neuron Beasts are very rarely actually spotted. They like to hide until the timing is right. And a Neuron Beast itself can devastate entire groups with its psionic powers. So, now that we know that he has the innate ability, he gets to choose. Does he want to start his deflection or his smite? I'm going to actually say that he's probably going to start his smite. So it's a d8 +1, +2, -1, so it's only a +2 because he still has 1 point of fatigue. That's a 6. Alright. 9, 10, 11, so it's with a raise. So he is going to come running up. It costs 1 point, bring him down to 5 power points left. But he's also going to activate his Psi Sword, spending +1, I believe it's +1, to turn it mega damage. So he can actually get through the Neuron Beasts. I don't think he actually has to spend anything for it. It's just part of the innate ability. So we're going to knock this down to 4. And now he's going to go make a fighting roll. Let's see if he can actually hit this damn thing. Okay, his fighting die is a D8. He gets a -1 from his point of fatigue, but he also gets +2 for having the Joker. Nice. A 6 and a 7. Alright. The 6 blows up to +2. That's an 8. So it's a 9 total, and their parry is... The Neuron Beast is a 6, so they're not difficult to hit in melee, but he goes running up. He needs to make a fear check first, as they have a fear ability with a -2 modifier. That sucks. Fortunately, I bumped his spirit up to a D10. 10 blows up. Okay, 17. Yeah, I think he's okay. And as he comes running up, his side blade now does 2d10 plus a strength, which is a d8, plus 4 from his smite. I hope all the kids are following that at home. That's a lot of math I'm going to have to do real quick. And a d8. Now, it's not a hit with a raise, so we don't get the additional d6. All right, so let's see. That's a 6. That's a 9. Nice. 15 total plus 7 is 23. 29 damage total on that, with a armor piercing of 8. So that brings the toughness down to 29, or 28 actually. And I've already forgotten what my math was. 15 plus 7 is 23. 27 total. Oh my god, that sucks. That's 1 point below damage. He's going to spend a Benny and re-roll the damage. He wants to hurt this thing as quickly as he can. That's a little bit more promising. So that's 17. 10 blows up. Oh shit, blows up again, so it's now 27. 33 plus 4 from the smite. So it's 37. So that is 9 points over. So that's a hit with a wound. The Neuron Beast, though, does have his own bennies, because this creature is a wild card. Every Neuron Beast is a wild card because they are just too damn powerful. I want to track them, but I'm also having a hard time getting the bennies out. Well, then I will just have to remember. So I'll just use these little markers, and it's spending 1 right off the bat. So it needs to roll a vigor check to see its vigor is a d10. Alright. Yeah, it soaks all the wounds, but at least it burned a Benny to do it. Micah swings, and one of the 4 arms actually tries to bring one of these citizens down to use it as a shield. Micah steps underneath it around, and the creature kind of recoils in surprise and drops one of its hostages. We go over directly to the Neuron Beast, who is locked in combat with Micah. Let's see. Suffers no offhand penalties and ignores 2 points of multi-action penalties each turn, and it can summon a side blade for each hand, which is exactly what it's going to do. Now, of course, the question is... Powers, Armored Hide... Damn, I don't remember how much a Psi Sword does. Because its Psi Sword looks very different, though. Instead of it being a... almost like a build out of willpower from Micah, his looks like a forged in steel but ghostly blade. What erupts from the long fists of each arm from this creature are instead almost like bladed forms along its knuckles. They extend out about 2 feet and each one crackles. There's just a bioelectrical energy that follows around it. It reaches all 4 arms up, and it's going to make 2 melee attacks against Micah here. Its fighting is a D8, and Micah's parry is a 7. And the first swing misses. He ducks underneath, deflecting it pretty easily. Second attack, oh, the 8 blows up. Oh, that's not good. It's 13. So that is a hit with a raise. And let's just pull up the book. Let's look up the Psysword magic, or the Psysword power, not necessarily the Psysword. This is one issue that everybody had with the original Rifts too. They called them the exact same things there too, and they did not have the same abilities. So, all right. Nope, those are specifically the Cybernetic versions. Social edges, gear, where's powers? I know it's in here. Or am I remembering this wrong? Is it now? Alright, it's under the Mind Melter abilities, that's why. Mind Melter. Oh, it's not even under there. Damn. Okay. Alright, well. We're going to call it very similar to... This is going to work against Micah, but we're going to call it very similar. So, it is his psionics, it's spirit times 2 plus his strength. His spirit is a d12, so it's 2d12, and then its strength is a d12 plus 2, so it's 3d12. Okay, so that's 15, or it's 16. His toughness is 15, so he is going to spend a penny and try to soak that. Figure of d6. He sees this first blade coming in, or the second blade coming in high. He can't get his blade out in time to parry it. Ooh, that goes up. Oh, nice. Okay. So he soaks the incoming damage, and he dodges just at the last moment. The Cybernite kind of liquid metal beginning to come out of his skin and protects him just at the last moment, as there is a blue flash as this kind of crashes against the outside of his ribs. Micah steps back, shakes off kind of a dizzying double vision of the room, and then goes right back into the assault. Let's see, now we go into the Broadkill's turn. And these nasty-ass creatures, they begin laying down some fire against Bobby, actually, I'm going to say, because they see this, dumb boy running into fight with the Mind Melter, and they're like, there's not going to be much left for him. So we are going to go right over, and they're going to make a group shooting roll, d8. 5 and 5, so even with, so that is a hit, and so they do 46. 2 of those blow up, so that's 8. 20, 25 damage. I don't know why I rolled that, because Bobby is about to show off just how strong a combat cyborg is as he walks through the fire. The laser blasts are not mega damage, but Bobby is. And so even as they start scoring against the paint, they do nothing to the metal underneath. He walks forward with a very purposeful stride, fury on his face, as he starts And as he gets close enough, suddenly the mask slams down, covering the last bit of organics that he actually has as he starts going onto a rampage into them. We go over to Amadee, who has the 3, and then Bobby's going to be on the 2. Amadee here, she's going to... I think she recognizes the fact that she is in a fight potentially for her life, so she's going to use the innate ability to activate deflection. Her psionics is a D8. It's 7. Yep, that's a success. So it is now at -2 to hit her, and she's going to burn 1.2 to turn her Psi Sword into a Mega Damage Sword, and then she is going to go right for the... She's going to try to tag team with Micah against the Neuron Beast. It is the largest and most obvious threat. Let's see. Code of Honor. Yep, no, she'll be fine. She has Frenzy Improved, which means she gets to take 2 attacks. She's going to multi-action penalty, take 2 attacks, but each one of these attacks includes 2 combat swings. So, fighting of a D12. I'll die. So, first attack means you're at -2. 12 blows up. 12 blows up again. So, that's going to be hit with a raise. And so, that is 3d10 plus a d6 as she tries to go after this Neuron Beast. Okay, that looks like shit. 10, 16, not nearly enough. She comes around the other way, and even with Micah helping her flank this creature, it's difficult to surprise it. Alright, 6 and a 6, those meet, except for the multi-action penalty. The d6 blows up. And so that's a 10. Yeah, that's an 8 to hit. And that will meet and beat its parry. It's not with a raise, but not all of them will be. So let's see if she can actually do enough damage. Nothing but 2s. So 6 points, not enough. But even that is enough to start throwing this creature off kilter. But from the other side of the room, like the absolute juggernaut that he is, the Bobby starts sprinting forward. It reverberates through the room. The ton of human and metal just causes even the flooring in here to shake. And he is going to multi-action penalty and swing for this first group of broad kill. His hope is probably... Well, let's find out what his hope is. Let's see what his tactics are by rolling on the actions table. Traits. Nope, come on. Character, actions, combat. 92. Threaten. 95. Threaten, usurp. Okay. I think as Bobby comes running up here, he sees this group of broadkill, and he is going to... let's see. Let's add this. All right. His fighting is a D10. He has Frenzy, which means it's Frenzy improved, which means he gets to do the same thing that Amadee does with 2 attack rolls. So he's going to take a multi-action penalty. He's got a fighting of a D10. So I'm not going to make him a wild card. But let's see. So that's a 9 on this first one, -2 for a 7, and the broadkill's parry is a 10 or is a 6. So his strength, mini railgun, vibro short sword. Nope. I'm pretty sure that they count as mega damage. So I'm gonna say, oh yeah. Alright, so that is 13 plus the 3 from his strength is 16 points damage. but these Broadkill have a toughness of 19. So he slams into the first one. The creature just kind of coughs a little bit as he punches right into its chest. He turns around, and I'm going to... Yeah. I'm going to say because of that combat roll, what he's trying to do here is try to pull one of the guns out of this thing's hand. So we're going to do a contested athletics roll. It's a D8 versus a D8. May the higher D8 win. They both blow up to 8s. The orange one here is good old combat cyborg. He blows up again. And blows up again. Alright, I think that's enough. Good job, Bobby. He comes forward. He punches this thing in the jaw. It looks shocked for a second before it realizes that his other hand comes down, grabs the rifle out of his hand, and turns and aims at the Broadkill right in front of him. And we're going to go to the next round, which I have to reshuffle because the Joker came out. Okay. Bennies have already been spent. Alright, let's go over to Micah, who gets the 9 and the 7, so he's got to keep the 7. Bobby gets Joker. Nice. So his side gets a Benny. The Broadkill get a 6. The Neuron Beast gets 2 aces. And Amadi gets a 2. So Bobby gets to go first. He turns in place, and he's going to step back and take... No, he's just going to open fire. He's going to rate of fire 3. His shooting is a... It was right there in front of me, D10. So it's 3D10. Alright, so the 8 hits, the 2 and the 4 do not. So that's a hit with a raise. It does 5d6 damage, in which he just pumps every shot that comes in this right into the Broadkill right in front of him. Oh, damn. Alright, Bobby, slow down. Oh. Shot so hard that the die rolled right off the table. As Bobby gets a little frustrated by this, he just goes, "Enough!" And he begins firing one of the shots directly into one of the creature's faces, and all that remains is just a small chunk of its spinal column. The rest of them start stepping back, trying to find cover as Bobby begins to go on a rampage. I'll go over to the Neuron Beast. He's going to take one attack against each of the Cyber Knights fighting off against him. So, Neuron Beast, what do we determine? Actually, we're on the combat action. Let's find out what this incredibly intelligent creature, who normally fights from the shadows, even though it is an overpowering presence, what does it do? 15 bold, 21 bold cautious. Yeah, those sure, okay. Bold cautious. What I think this means is it's going to try to, it's a multi-action penalty, takes no penalty from it. It's going to feint an attack against Micah to try to draw him off, but it's going to focus then on Amadi. So he's going to make a fighting roll, but not as an actual attack, but as a chance to make him distracted. So this is a D8, it's D6, a 1 and a 3. It's smarter than that. It's going to spend another Benny to re-roll that. There we go. Alright, so Micah needs to beat a 7 on his... on his agility, which is only a D6, so... And he's got a -1. Gotta remember that. Nope. Micah is now distracted. So he takes a -2 on all his actions on his turn. But then the Neuron Beast goes directly after Amadi. Since his focus is primarily on assassinating her, of course he wants to distract the intruders and get his mission done. Oh shit, they both blow up. Okay, that's a 13. And I'm sure that her parry is not a 13. No, but it's a 10, which means that it's not a raise. But it has to beat... So it's 3d12. It has to beat 17. Which it doesn't. 14. Okay. No, he's down to 1 Benny. He's not going to spend it. The creature is smarter than that. We go to the... Oh, we go to Micah. So he gets a -2 plus his -1 from his exhaustion. So -3 total. We're going to start. He's going to innate ability, and he is going to activate deflection to make it a -2 to hit him. And then he's going to strike. Psionics of a D8. -3 on this roll. 6 blows up. 6 blows up to a 10. -3 is a 7, so it's not with a raise, but it's now a -2 to hit him. So that is going to be good for him because he's still a little bit of a weakling. And also only leaves him with 3 power points left. He's going to now swing for the fences. So let's get his D8. 6 blows up. To an 11, -3. That's an 8 to hit, which is enough. Parry on this thing's still a 6. Alright. So his Psi Sword is a 2d10 plus his d8 from his strength. There it is. 8 blows up, so it's 17. 17, 24, plus 4 is a 28. Oh, the creature's finally shaken. Nice. So, even distracted as he is, Micah kind of comes around on the far side. He sees Amadi take a step to the left, and while it tries to kind of feint, parry, and just throw him off guard, he's kind of prepared for it. His blade catches it. He spins it in place and then drives it back underneath the armpit of this, one of the armpits. How many armpits does a 4-armed creature have? 4, of course. And as he does, the creature kind of screeches out. Its head pivots. Its like crown of thorns over its head echoes with some psionic energy as frustration echoes through the room, and everybody feels it. The broad kill, the one that's not disarmed, but then the rest are going to start taking their shots at Bobby as they engage in kind of a potentially losing battle, but that's why we're going to roll next on the combat action table again. And what do these mooks do? 29. Cruel, not surprising. 63. Cruel mechanical. They recognize him. They recognize him for what he is, so they're going to start activating the heavy pulse on this shot. It becomes a 4d6 plus 1, but it can now actually damage him. So we're going to roll there. Now they can't move for this, which is going to make it a lot easier for him to take shots on his turn. But, okay, so this toughness is 26. They are going to start shooting d8s. The 4 hits. Okay. So now it is 4d6 plus 1, but this can actually beat his armor now. 3 plus a 5. 8 points total, as there was just 3 ones. One of the shots impacts into his armor and knocks him backwards slightly. There's a black scuff along it, and he looks down at it, and there's just kind of the mechanical voice that just starts almost like throat laughing at them. They go over to Amadi, who is still trying to get past this creature's abilities. She is going to also activate. Does she have? She does have smite. Okay. So it's foolish not to use it when you got it. 8. Yeah, so she gets a plus 4 on her damage. And now she's going to swing for this creature. Improved Frenzy. So she's going to take multi-action penalty. This will be all of her actions that she could possibly take. But 2d12 for the first Improved Frenzy. None of them hit. second one. Okay. 2 of them hit. So, and her damage is 3d12. None of them with raises, but... Oh, 3d10. My bad. Slow your roll there, Amity. I'm just kidding. Kill this fucker. 15 plus 7. Why do I always have a hard time with 15 plus 7? 23. 22. It's not enough. Not first attack. Oh wait, it's 22 plus 4. 26. Still not enough. All right. No, we gotta beat a 28. All right. 14. That's 20, 24 again. Though she starts the attack, the creature seems a little bit frustrated, and in anger, its powerful arms just start swinging out. Her blade is not enough to get past its hide. We're gonna go to the next round of attacks. Now that he's taken a turn, he's no longer distracted. We go back. Let's see. Micah gets the Joker again. I swear I'm shuffling these. All right. Bobby gets 10. Broadco get an 8. The Neuron Beast gets a king. And Amity gets a king. A lot of people going up front here. Okay. Micah. He's going to multi-action penalty and take 2 attacks, trying to see if he can get past this thing's defenses again. It is shaken, of course. So on its turn, it has to make a spirit check and to even take an action. All right, so multi-action penalty. D8. First attack. 3 and a 5. That's not enough. Wait, so he gets a +1. That's still not enough. 4 and a 1. It's going to spend that first penny that he just got back. That's more like it. 8 blows up. 10 plus 1's an 11, so it's a hit with a raise. And now 2d10, 8, and d6. Alright, so that's 18, 23, plus 4, it's 27. It's not enough. It needs to get a 28 or higher to actually hurt this damn creature. We go over to Amity, who has the spade. She's going to, of course, do her normal trick here. I think actually, let's just keep the combat action table out, huh? What is she trying to do? $77. Pursue. And 8. Pursue anger. She's going to try to taunt him. So she's going to take one of her actions to taunt, and then multi-action penalty. Oh, she doesn't have taunt. And then she'll try to intimidate. Yeah. So it's D6. Oh, Amity. Natural ones. So she's not going to. She's still going to take her multi-action to try to get her fighting rolls in. One of them hits. Alright, that's 14. I had to see that one in the light. 17, that's not going to be enough. So our second swing. Another one hits. One of them blows up. 19 total. Oof. Woof, that's starting to hurt. Amity tries her best, but she just can't quite seem to get enough purchase on the creature. It needs to start with a spirit check to see if it comes out of its stunned. Spirit's D12. This is very likely, but yeah. It is no longer shaken. It is going to multi-action. Oh, yeah. Multi-action. It's trying to quickly take down now Amity. It was sent here to kill her. There's no reason why it couldn't. So I'm just checking its powers, see if it has anything fun. Yeah, okay. Using its Psi Sword. That's first strike. Yep. D8s. D8s. Where'd you go? 5 and a 1's not enough. And a 6 and a 1, also not enough. Amity has a parry of 10. So the creature tries to get past her defenses as quickly as possible. But Amity is just kind of prepared. She's watching as the blades come in and she batters him aside. Bobby takes his not even multi-action, just rate of fire of 3. And he has the shooting. I already looked this up. I think it's a D10. It is a D10. 2, 3. All 3s. He just starts firing kind of into this crowd of broadkill, and all of them try to take some cover, but it doesn't matter. He just kind of loses control for a moment, spraying the shots everywhere. They're going to take their shots back with this pulse. Again, not being able to move as they were trying to take aim. That hits 4d6 plus 1. That doesn't bode well. 6. So that's 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 23. And it's got a toughness of 26. Armor piercing at 2. He is shaken. And of course he doesn't have any bennies, so he doesn't quite get to roll to soak. So hopefully he doesn't get shaken again, in which case he's out. So let's reshuffle again, because that Joker keeps coming out. Let's just put those at the bottom just to make sure. Alright. The Jack and the 4, so Mike gets the 4. Bobby gets the 2. Broadkill gets the 8. Neuron Beast gets the 10, and Amity gets the 9, so the Neuron Beast is going first. Let's give it a combat action roll to see if it's changing tactics at all. $90. Take 53. Take imitate. Take imitate. Okay. Let me take a look at something here. Take imitate. It has the puppet ability. The puppet ability allows it to take control of somebody else's mind. With the psionics of a D12, that makes sense. He's going to try to steal Amity's mind using the puppet ability, and then just kind of like kidnap her out of here for an easier kill later. That is a 9 and a 4. She needs to roll her spirit and beat a 9. It's a 7. Alright. Amity suddenly finds herself weakening. Her eyes begin to blink sideways everything begins to shift, and suddenly the kind of light goes out of the room. It goes black and white from her perspective, but except for one thing that just glows with a golden halo. As she looks up in kind of a little bit of a zombie-like state, she sees the neuron beast, and all it is just information flowing from its mind to hers. And it just simply says, "Escape." And she lets her psi sword disappear. And we will see what happens next time.